of the Shiflett-Bachman era. Mujay Mambu, number 9. At setter, it's the freshman Gabriella Gelfound. She's number 15. Peyton Emke up the middle, number 17. Stephanie Durr is the libero. She's in the green, number 18. Camille Larkin up the middle. Olivia Kennedy at the opposite hitter, and Caitlin Clark on the outside. It'll be Clark serving to start things off. To the outside. Dug out by Durr, kept alive. A swing there from Kennedy. Played up to the far side once again. Durr, Gelfound up the middle. Camille Larkin with the kill. A lot of energy here in the rack gym. The first match of the season. One of the first sporting events of the season on George Mason's campus. Caitlin Clark sends it over once again. Played up in a miscommunications to Keene. Got decent contact on that, passed it up, but no one was there to come play it. 2-0 George Mason. Caitlin Clark to serve again. Goes at that far side once again. Jackson's the one who played it up. Now it's sent over by Harrell. Kennedy. Bump set there from the libero Purcell. And off the block, the kill to New Orleans. Felt like they needed a kill to settle things down a little bit, and the substitution comes as Micah Hall on to serve. Mambu plays it up. Gelfound back set. Kennedy right at Micah Hall for the kill. The George Mason men's team, pretty much the entire roster here, dressed up as nice as they can and providing a lot of energy, a lot of yelling after that kill from Olivia Kennedy. Up the middle and a kill for New Orleans. That's Maury Carver. A lot of familiar faces back. The only newcomer who was not here last year on the court is Gabriella Gelfound, and she came in as a freshman this fall. Caitlin Clark plays that up to Gelfound outside. Mambu off the block, played up by Kennedy. Gelfound again, quick to the middle. Peyton Emke, a very familiar face in her 5th year, and that point eventually goes to George Mason as the ball clips the antenna on the diving attempt to keep it alive and send it back over the net by the Privateers. Damiana Bova-Ford on. She will serve and likely play the back row for Olivia Kennedy. Kennedy started the year last year. She was the leading producer for George Mason offensively, but she started the year not playing the back row. Eventually worked her way to play the entire rotation for last year's head coach Aileen Ilkson, but it seems like the strategy, at least early in the season, is for Kennedy to sub off on her back row and have Bova-Ford come on. Bova-Ford is a setter, so she'll set, and it looks like Gelfound has moved to the opposite position. So some versatility from the freshman and a big block there from Mujay Mambu. A solo block, and it's 6-2 George Mason. Patriots seem like they just needed to come play in front of their home crowd to get some energy after losing 3-1 and 3-0 to start their season. Set up to the outside, big swing down the line. Did she get a touch? Looks like she might have. Point to New Orleans, 6-3. Maury Carver is back to serve. Kill and an error for her on 2 attempts. Mambu plays that up. Bova-Ford sets Mambu, coming back. And dug out, played over on the overpass, and that's how the Privateers get the point. Just no one there for George Mason. When the athletic director for George Mason, Brad Edwards, talked about the hiring of Shiflett-Bachman, he talked about her defensive mindset, so she's certainly not like to see that. Mambu serves that, or sends that long, rather. 6-5, just like that. A lot of unforced errors for George Mason, allowing the Privateers to get back into set number one very early on. Granted, Bova Ford sends it over on the quick attack. Far side, off the block, and it falls. Stephanie Durr couldn't get there. A kill for Molly Kehoe. And a 4-0 run for the Privateers as they tie it up at 6. Mallory Carver. Caitlin Clark can't handle it. A good serve down the line there from Carver. The service ace. 7-6 New Orleans. Goes soft right at Clark once again. Bova Ford sets Mambu. Right-handed on that right side. A good spot for her on that rotation, and Evelyn Gasek comes off the bench replacing Clark. Seems like Shiflett Bachman didn't love what she saw on those service returns from Clark on that near side line. Gasek, more of a defensive-minded player, got on the court her freshman year a year ago as a defensive specialist first and foremost, and then evolved her offensive game. That falls. The attack there from New Orleans going soft, falling into some open space. And another substitution for George Mason. Rachel Larson coming on, the freshman. On for Mujay Mambu. Cameron Scroggins back to serve for New Orleans as they make a couple of substitutions. Gasek. Bump set there from Bova Ford. Gasek on the attack, played up. Scroggins sets the near side, and a kill there by Lauren Harrell. Harrell and Carver provide a lot of size for New Orleans that George Mason hasn't seemed to have an answer for. Gasek, they're serving right at her coming off the bench. She's handled the first two well. Peyton Emke. Well, that's Gabriella Gelfound, rather, on the far side. My apologies. 15, not 17, but the freshman Gelfound comes flying in from that back row attack. Incredible that she's able to play as a setter and then rotate out and have attacks like that. Stephanie Durr, she's back to serve. Scroggins has to bump set off the net. Not much of a threat, but Bova Ford goes a long way to come and bump set it. Scroggins plays up. Harrell off the block. Durr can't get there. Seems to be a lot of space behind the initial blockers for George Mason. If they don't get a good block on it and just get a tip like that, those have been falling. New Orleans leads 10-8. Molly Kehoe, 3 kills off the bench. Larson, Bova Ford, Larkin. That'll fall out of play. Not exactly how you draw it up, but a kill nonetheless for the Patriots. 10-9 the lead for New Orleans as Olivia Kennedy comes back on rotation. Bova Ford to the bench, and Gelfound, I assume, back to her role as a setter. She's serving right now, so she'll set from that back row. Scroggins, near side Harrell, no good. Gelfound sets Gasek. Scroggins couldn't handle it. Kill there for Gasek off the bench. Already seen a lot of bodies for both sides, making substitutions early in this game. 10-10 in the first set. That sails long from Larson. Sheila Purcell the libero. Gasek, Gelfound. Gasek again from the back row. It's kept alive and played over by Purcell. Gelfound to the middle. Larkin had to go soft. Wasn't high enough. And then New Orleans couldn't dig it out of the net. Just a bit of a scramble on the New Orleans side. Couldn't play it up and send it over. It does seem like on the George Mason side, they haven't, the setters, both Bova Ford and Gelfound, haven't been quite on the same page with their middle blockers. Camille Larkin has had a couple mishits on sets that maybe weren't high enough, a little early, something. Scroggins sets to the middle. Good dig by Clark. And Mambu with the big cross-court kill. 12-11 as Mason retakes the lead. Scroggins quick to the middle. That's how a middle attack should work. Maury Carver. Scroggins got it to her quickly. Carver finished it off. A year ago, George Mason ran most of their offense through the middles. That had been something that was a staple under the old regime. That serve sails long. Peyton Emke, who subs on now, was one of the beneficiaries of that style of offense. A lot of slide plays to her, quick attacks in the middle. See how she's utilized now. Purcell bump sets, far side, roll shot. Mambu digs it out. Clark keeps it alive. Trinity Jackson. She went soft, off speed the first time. And then the second time in the rally, she gets set. She says enough of that. Hammers it home. Christy Gomez back to serve. Off the bench. 13-13. Gomez, Clark, Gelfound, back sets Kennedy into the block. Gelfound bump sets Mambu. Stuffed again. Maury Carver and Cameron Scroggins right there. Some good defense by New Orleans. 14-13. Privateers a point away from going into the media timeout with the lead. Clark, Gelfound outside. Mambu quick down the line. Fitted in that back corner. Mambu had gone cross court a couple of times early on in the set. That time recognized that the blockers were shading her that way. Go straight down the line. Beat them to the spot. Got the kill. 14-14. Figure out the situation. And Bova Ford now. Far side. Dug out by Dirk. Bova Ford sets Mambu. Play it up. Kaylin Clark. Emke gets the kill. And that'll take us to the media timeout. So after that stoppage, we'll take another break and be right back after this on ESPN Plus. Of our season here at George Mason. George Mason's third match of the year. Same for the New Orleans Privateers. The first match here at the Rack Gym that we get to broadcast to you. Mambu on the overpass. Gets the kill. That's her fourth. She's leading the way in the match. Not a hyper-efficient day for Mambu. 4 kills, 2 errors on 9 attempts. Bova Ford back to serve once again. Purcell, Scroggins, Carver. Bova Ford bump sets that. Has to be sent over free by MP. Scroggins. Slide play there to Maury Carver. Bova Ford quick to the middle. Peyton Emke with another kill. That's Emke's third, 17-14, and a timeout for New Year of a new coaching regime. Get things figured out by the time conference play rolls around. Emke and Gelfound on the far side with a block, and it's played over top of them that time. Back set to Gelfound, goes soft. Purcell tried to make the pancake save. Couldn't do it successfully. Gabriella Gelfound 3 for 3, hitting 1,000, as is Peyton Emke. But Gelfound also has the 5 assists and 2 digs. Scroggins. Back set, what was supposed to be a slide play or something. No one was home. A miscommunication. And that's definitely one of the reasons that timeout was called. You can see Maury Carver not there. Not sure if it was going to go to the back row to Christy Gomez. She was coming up in that direction, but I can't imagine that was for her. Just not on the same page. And they keep it simple that time. Go right to the pin. Down line. Big swing off the block. Get the kill. 19-15. Christy Gomez on that side. Telling your team to calm down. Boba Ford wasn't a great pass. She had to hustle over and bump set it. Gelfound nearly didn't get it to the other side, and Emke just kind of sent it in that direction. On that one. Misses, but it is a point to New Orleans. Point to George Mason. So far in this first set. Slow moving to 20-15. Mambu sets. Not a great pass. Dug out by Scroggins. Had to make a tough bump set. Put her in jail. Gelfound over there makes a huge block. She is absolutely filling the stat sheet. Timeout. New Orleans 21-15. This set is getting away from them. Ever since that stoppage for the scorers table that we had just prior to the media timeout, George Mason has gone on a 7-1 run. They lead 21-15. Gabriella Gelfound 4 kills on 4 attempts, still hitting 1,000. Mujay Bamboo 4 kills, 2 errors on 9 attempts, hitting 222. Molly Kehoe off the bench for team. Mason just happy to trade points at this point. Walk away with a set win. Just can't let Privateers go on a big run. Stephanie Durr will set the outside. Gelfound 5 for 5. What a home debut in the first set for Gabriella Gelfound. 5 kills, 5 assists, 2 digs, a block. Hitting 1,000. Mambu 22-15. Scroggins outside off the block. Kept alive by Dirk. But before quick to the middle, Peyton Emke blocked right into the net, and it falls. Roundtree was there. But Emke too quick of a swing. Putting it right on her, and it drops. 23-15. That's still long. Was an end to what was a 4-0 run for George Mason. And a 9-2 run since the stoppage when it was 14-14. Scroggins, Gasek with a bit of an overpass, and Robbie is right there to clean it up. A couple of mistakes that Coach Bachman's not going to like at the end of a set. George Mason really went on a run, and now they're not putting away the Privateers. Scroggins, Bova Ford outside, Gasek gets the kill, 24-17. Camille Larkin comes on for Peyton Emke. Stephanie Durr back to serve, set point. Patriots ready to take the first set. Played here in the Rat Gym this season. Gomez. Scroggins. Back to Gomez in the back row. Durr. Bova forward. Back to Gelfound. 6 for 6. What a first set for the freshman Gabriella Gelfound. Welcome to George Mason. Megan Shiflett-Bachman and her freshman Gabriella Gelfound, 6 kills, hitting 1,000, 5 assists, 2 digs, and a block in the first set. We'll take a break and be right back with some more college volleyball action in set 2 right after this on ESPN+.